What is up, everybody? Yes, I'm doing another YouTube video. No, it's not an Indiana Jones video or whatever, but don't worry, those are on the way soon. This weekend I'll be doing a bunch of those. But welcome to Black Ops 6 Season 4 Meta Loadouts. Disclaimer: these will not be the be-all end-all, but from all the information I could pick up from most reliable sources, aka the website that gives you the metas, and my favorite Warzone streamer who has the knowledge that I don't know where to get to. But shout out to, actually I'll do a shout out to him as well. Benny Central, he is a fantastic streamer and a great player at Warzone. Love watching his streams, so shout out to him. Got some information from this video from him, not personally, just to say. Although that'd be amazing. But anyway, let's jump into this and see how it gets on. This would be the first proper edited little loadout video I do, so if this goes well, fingers fucking crossed. Now, jumping right into this, we've got, first of all, the FFAR. It scarily fucking resembles the Cypher when you look at it this way. But this is the brand new one of the brand new guns that came with the Season 4 update. I can tell you already, very strong, and surprisingly, I was shocked, very reliable. So the build you're going to want to go for, whether you're on Verdansk or Rebirth Island, or even a multiplayer for that matter, actually, is going to be Volsky Reflex, because this thing just absolutely fucking dominates no matter what you're doing, and it's amazing. And I actually know that, due to Benny Central saying it in one of his latest loadout video, yes, okay, slight copy, but that guy's amazing. But this one actually is used by most of the pro players out there, so it's definitely reliable. Second of all, you're going to run that compensator for the vertical recoil control. It's pretty simple. It just helps you with overall accuracy. Believe me, it's worth it. Reinforced barrel with this thing. I haven't tried this one yet because I've only just put it on because I didn't even realize I'd unlocked it. As you can see, the short barrel's still locked because I haven't even got this gun fully ranked up yet, which I plan to do this tonight actually. But reinforced barrel, so you get the best of both worlds with damage range and bolt velocity. That way, if you're shooting someone far away or mid range, you're going to dominate them regardless. Vertical foregrip, because this thing has this thing will help with the horizontal recoil control, and as you probably know by other gun build videos out there, it improves accuracy. There is, however, one thing I like to point out though, this brand new G-grip thing that came out. I haven't unlocked the G-grip in the battle pass yet, but the G-grip, I don't know the full detail, but all I know is you get recoil stabilization, you get a good bit of horizontal recoil control, but you're also getting that hip fire to ADS accuracy, which, believe me, I've used things like that before that only give you the one thing, and holy shit, you can fucking tell the difference. So if you have the G grip unlocked, use it. If not, vertical foregrip is still going to be a game changer. Now this will be a bit controversial. I know a lot of folks tend to use extended mag 1 because you get no movement penalties, but this gun fires at a phenomenal rate, so you don't want to be fucking it up for yourself. Sorry, not like that, but you don't want to be getting low in ammunition, because this gun's rate of fire is dangerously high. So extended mag 2, yes, okay, it brings down your aim down sight speed, reload quickness, and sprint to fire time, but you get 60 rounds in a magazine, you can't go wrong. And if you're after a gunfighter build, aka any attachment build, it'll come later on in the video. But let's move on to the next one, shall we? Okay, next up we've got the brand new SMG that came with Season 4. This one is the LC10, as you can see above there, or give or take there. Now, this is a bit awkward because I was using this build in multiplayer in my stream that I literally did, less than 3 hours ago, and this build was coming in clutch, but there is a small edit to it that I'll take you through. But by the way, if any loadouts that I put on screen look repeated, because I think all the information I've got to share in this video is going to be important to more than one playstyle. That's all I can say. But anyway, compensator once again because you get the vertical recoil control. Reforged barrel to give you the best of both worlds for range and velocity. You can't go wrong. And vertical foregrip, once again, I think the G grip is going to be handy on this thing, but you don't have to have it, so vertical foregrip is amazing. Now, I was using the extended mag 1 on this. A lot of you probably will go for the extended mag 2, probably. I don't really like the slowed down movement. So, extended mag 1 is for me because you only get a little bit of reload quickness, and it's still 45 rounds. This one, obviously, you get aim down sight speed is slower, and you're putting a fire time, which, if you ask me, isn't worth it. Now, I haven't unlocked the main part of this yet, but I'm going to be unlocking the ergonomic grip soon. That is hands down the best grip for this gun. But commando grip, obviously, was the one I go for if I haven't got the ergonomic one unlocked yet, because you get aim down sight speed and sprint to fire time, which is ideal. So yeah, that is the 5 attachment LC10 build. Also worth noting, guys, both builds we just went over are in an overkill class, because that way you get amazing support regardless of what you use. So now we're going to go to the HDR meta. This thing, I believe it did get nerfed quite a lot recently, but this build from a reliable source, this build still it basically makes it better than it used to be almost before the nerf, which is, I know, hard to believe, but bear with me, okay? So, I can't say this properly. The monolithic suppressor. I said it at the time. This suppressor gives you bullet velocity and range, and push you won't get on the minimap. It does have an aim down sight speed penalties, but we can counteract that easy. Get into his barrel for the maximum bullet velocity, because as you can see with this, you get 1,207 bullet velocity with everything involved, so you're best of both worlds. Lightweight bipod, beg your pardon, so that you get the reduced aiming idle sway. The fast mag 1, because that way you can reload at the fucking speed of light. Quick draw grip, because once again that puts it back. That puts the aim down sight speed back up. The heavy stock for that flinch resistance, because that is amazing in this. Target laser, because once again aiming idle sway delay and aim walking steadiness. It's brilliant for coming steady. And then overpressured rounds, once again, for bullet velocity, just adds a bit more power to the gun. And that, my friends, is the HDR build. So and if you want to run a 5 attachment one, all you're going to do is get rid of the target laser and the heavy stock and the fast mag, and then just basically the 5 attachment build for this would be the monolithic suppressor, the gain to his barrel, lightweight bipod, the quick draw grip, and the overpressured rounds. If you want a 5 attachment one, perfectly up to you guys. But yeah, that is the HDR build though. Now, for those of you who are 8 attachment build people in Warzone, this is the best 8 attachment one you can get. I do actually believe the stock I'm using is not the best one, because I haven't got it unlocked yet. If you haven't unlocked it, if you haven't unlocked, the combat stock is the best one, obviously. Flinch resistance, so that way you won't flinch like crazy being shot. And aim walking movement speed, you get really decent movement. But as you already seen though, Volsky reflex, basically the first 5 attachments are basically the same as the overkill build, but then extra 3 is quick draw grip, so that you can aim down sight as fast as possible. Now, if you haven't got the combat stock unlocked, the combat pad unlocked, go for the heavy one. Now, if you want more movement and aggression, the balanced one will give you all the movement you could possibly need. But ideally, for flinch resistance and stuff like that, you're better to go with either the heavy stock or the combat pad. Combat pad I would recommend, but I haven't unlocked it yet because I've not used it long enough. And recoil springs once more, because recoil springs on this gun, it'll just make the accuracy that much better. So there is your Gunfighter FFAR build right there, folks. Now, I know there's quite a few of you who might only enjoy playing Rebirth Island. I've got possibly the best combination for Rebirth. I personally think so. if you want to use it, if you want to use the LC10 5 attachment build that I mentioned earlier, then go ahead. But if you ask me though, for Rebirth Island, you're gonna want to use the C9 build that I spoke about last time. So got the compensator, reinforced barrel, Ranger foregrip, or the G grip, depending on if you have it unlocked yet. Extended mag 2, so you can take out more than you can take out fucking like 2 or 3 folk at once if you wanted to. Ergonomic grip for the movement. And in case anyone wondering if anyone's new to this and like saying, oh, what about the vertical foregrip? The Ranger foregrip gives you the same horizontal recoil control, but it helps you to just run a tad faster. But yeah, that will be that one. And then this is going to be the entire Rebirth one. Once again, this will be the FFAR 5 attachment will be more than reliable for Rebirth Island. You can use the 5 attachment Krieg C, which has got the Volsky reflex, the compensator, reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, and the extended mag 2 on that one. If you want to use the Krieg C instead, because obviously it's the #1 meta right now, but not on Rebirth Island apparently. On Resurgence, the meta is a bit different. I need to do some more homework on that one. Even I'll admit. So that's basically the build. This is the 5 attachment build if you want to do an overkill class for Rebirth Island. To me, the best perks on Rebirth, as you can see, Mountaineer, you'll take less fall damage, and you can like for example, you can fall off of like control roof, for example, and not take too much fall damage, and your fights will become faster that way. Quick fix: so as soon as you shoot, if you're in a gunfight and someone injures you, or shoots you, whatever, then if you kill them, the minute you kill them, your health goes back up again, and every time you put in armor plates, your health will automatically start going back up again as well. Tempered, because once again, your Resurgence is a very fast-paced environment on Rebirth, so you want tempered, so you've only got 2 plates to put on. You can put on Ghost of Bird's Eye, depending on your preference for like mini-map stuff. Like you could read about all that, to be honest with you. But that is the Rebirth absolute meta. I understand that a few of you might be like, what about a sniper on Rebirth? I think that if you're going to be aggressive on Rebirth Island, this is the main thing to go for. So that's why I've called it Scottish Rebirth after all. So that is your Rebirth Island Resurgence loadout. Now, don't worry for any of you folk out there who are still loyal to the C9. It is still an absolute melter on Warzone. This is the gunfighter build if you wish to put any attachments onto it. More or less the same thing as the 5 attachment, with the first, 5 attachments. So from the muzzle to the rear grip is basically the same thing as the 5 attachment. So compensator, reinforced barrel, Ranger foregrip, extended mag 2, and ergonomic grip. But to make it just that little bit better, balanced stock, so you get extra movement whilst you're shooting it. The Strelok laser, that's how you call it, because that way you get hip fire to ADS accuracy, and it's basically, if you don't know what that means, it means that literally, you know the little lines on your crosshair on your screen, they will zoom in completely before you've actually fully ADS, so it's accuracy for aiming in basically. Recoil springs once again, just to make it more accurate, and this thing absolutely shreds. So there is your Gunfighter C9 build, folks. And here we get to the main long-range meta this is pretty much the only long-range meta this season that is going to compete with the FFAR, the Krieg C. And this thing is a beast, whether it's only a 5 attachment with an overkill class or not. The 5 attachment version, if you want to use it, would be everything you see from the optic to the magazine, basically the same, except, and then take off the rear grip stock and the fire mods. But if you want to, so if you want to like screenshot this or whatever, pause the video and get the 5 attachment build. So everything from the optic to the magazine, and then the last 3 a no-go. If you want the gunfighter build, which I highly recommend with this thing, because the gunfighter build in this gun makes it insane. But obviously, you get all the necessaries. So Volsky reflex, compensator muzzle, reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, magazine, extended mag 2 for that 70 round magazine, so you can absolutely just spray down and laser people. Quick draw grip to make it just that much faster. Balanced stock for better movement, and then recoil springs, and this thing just absolutely melts. And yeah, I've been loving this thing ever since I got this build, and it's insane. But yeah, so that is the absolute number 1 meta assault rifle build as far as gunfighter is concerned. Then every like 8 attachments concerned. So there goes your gunfighter / 8 attachment build for the Trig C. And last but not least, in the Warzone world at least, we have, any of you are after a gunfighter build for the LC10, Scotty's got your back. Once again, if you love the iron sights on this gun, which are fucking so clean, then I would recommend taking off the optic and putting on the target laser, because then you'll get just stone cold accuracy. But if you want, in my opinion, obviously not, this probably isn't like probably a bit controversial this, but if you want my honest opinion for the build for this, one of these attachments I haven't got yet because I haven't ranked the gun up enough. But you got the Volsky reflex for the optic, compensator muzzle, reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, extended mag 1. Once again, I know there's extended mag 2, but the penalties for movement and all that is just not worth thinking about. Not in a fucking like close quarter fight, you know what I mean? I'm using the commando grip because I haven't unlocked the ergonomic grip again. Ergonomic grip, definitely ergonomic, because this thing needs the aim down sight speed and the sight to fire time and all that good jazz. The balance stock on this thing will give you a really good mobility whilst you're shooting and aim down sight, etc. And then recoil springs just for the extra bit of recoil control and accuracy to make it absolutely like the best it can be. And I think that's everything for the Warzone 1. And I'll just quickly go in, and then we'll quickly go and show you the absolute key points for gun metas for meta builds for multiplayer. So bear with me 1 second, guys, and we'll get right to it. Okay, so now we roll over to the multiplayer / / like Team Deathmatch, aka TDM meta loadouts for all of you who are like multiplayer fanatics and not Warzone fanatics. Now, as you can see, I've got an awful lot of loadouts here, but I'm going to go through the ones that I think are absolute best. I would go through the C9 one with you, but this C9 build is literally the same as on the Warzone class. So this is the gun. What I use the same C9 build on the for gunfighters I do on Warzone as this one. So just go back to the gunfighter one for C9 that I already did. This on the other hand, the Jackal. Now, a lot of you might be saying to yourself, but this gun's getting old in the game. It is, yeah, you're right. But this gun still slaps. It's still in the meta multiplayer, and it slaps. So, what you want to do with this one is the compensator muzzle for once again recoil control, reinforced barrel, Ranger foregrip, extended mag 2 for all the bullets you could possibly get, ergonomic grip for the movement, the balance stock for once again the movement, target laser so that it just feels better whilst you're aiming down sight, and then the overpressured rounds to make sure that you've got the most bullet velocity possible. And that is the so that is my gunfighter. I will say one thing, guys. I haven't actually my TDM / like multiplayer builds are a bit like more stricter than my Warzone ones, so I haven't got like, you know, a gunfighter version or a 5 attachment version of all guns. So I'll just try and break them down a little bit though. If you want to use this gun with only 5 attachments on it because you're an overkill person, for example, I pretty much just take the balance stock, target laser, and the fire mods off, so that basically you've got everything from the muzzle to the rear grip, and that will be perfect if you're doing an overkill class with 5 attachments. But yeah, there goes the best possible things I can show you for the Jackal though. Now here we come to a class that is not as good as it was, but these two guns are still the top guns of their class in multiplayer. I'm even looking at the website right now. They're still at the top of the food chain on the multiplayer side of things. So you've got the AMAX, which was the meta for a while. I think last season, I think it was, until it changed mid-season, I think it was. So the best one I can tell you is, now if you wish to have the scope on it, I'd probably put the Volsky reflex on this thing, because that way it's cleaner. But if you can handle iron sights, I can't recommend enough though. Compensated muzzle, reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, extended mag 1, and commando grip. That way, this just absolutely shreds. It's pretty quick. It's pretty fast for a big gun too, so there's no issue with that at all. And in the same class, we also have the very best build for the KSV. I almost forgot the fucking name of the gun there. So for this one, you want the long barrel, the Ranger foregrip, the extended mag 2, the ergonomic grip, and the infiltrator stock. I have got this one. I have got the KSV as also a gunfighter build, so stay tuned for that one, which I'll probably do towards the end. But this one, for this build, if you just want to pause the video just now and then come back to it. But yeah, this build is by far the best, like, 5 attachment one I can possibly give you. The only issue is that because you have like the infiltrator stock gives you good movement. Same with ergonomic grip, more movement, aim down sight speed. Extended mag 2 is a lot of bullets. It does reload a bit slowly, but you'll be fine though. Ranger foregrip, once again, it's just lighter. Long barrel so that the damage range is increased, because you don't need to have a lot of velocity on this thing because it just shreds anyway. Now, the lack of a muzzle means that your vertical recoil control, so when you're firing the gun and it's trying to go upwards, you don't get any help with that, so you have got to try and learn to control the recoil with your analog stick, but I'm sure you guys can get along with it though. But yeah, that is the overkill class for the very best assault rifle and SMG, currently at the very tip top of the meta though. And so there you go. And also, all my classes run the exact same tactical lethal and the exact same perks on multiplayer. I use the stim shot because if you just killed someone and you're low in health, obviously, you don't get quick fix in TDM. So if you want to get a quick heal before the next one, you just stim yourself and you're back to normal health again. And then an impact grenade, because they're so handy, so fast, and kind of cheeky as well. And then obviously you got Ninja, perk 1, so you can move. Your footsteps are practically fucking quiet as all hell. The Shadow perk, and I can't stress this enough, I always say it in my videos, put on the Shadow perk. You are then immune to... So you know how, for example, you get spring mines, you get blast traps, you get shock charges. You're immune to all of that with the Shadow perk. You don't have to worry about it. You cannot set off a spring mine, you can't set off a shock charge, and you can't set off a blast trap. You can't. The only thing is, if someone is running next to you that hasn't got the Shadow perk on, it'll still blow up. So essentially, your teammates can still kill you, but not intentionally, obviously. But yeah. And then Quartermaster, I put on perk 3 once again, because the equipment recharging over time, mega handy. And then because I haven't got Scavenger anymore, I got the Ninja there, I put the Assault Pack so that once I've got it available, I just pop it down the floor and get my ammo refilled as well. So there goes the very best, the tippy top of the scale overkill class for multiplayer. TDM especially, I'll just highlight that part. Now, a few of you might be still quite accustomed to the Kilo, which is understandable. Kilo is very user-friendly. I can wholeheartedly express this class right here. So you got the Kepler Microflex, which is the perfect scope for this gun. The compensated muzzle for that recoil control. The reinforced barrel for the power, for the velocity and the range. The Ranger foregrip, because once again, it makes the gun feel lighter, and you also get horizontal recoil control. Extended mag 1, because you get 50 bullets in a magazine. You can take out at least 2 or 3 folk if you can hit your shots, and there's no movement penalty. There's no movement penalties with this magazine, so you get best of both worlds. Commando foregrip, because Commando grip for the rear grip, because then you will be able to aim down sight and sprint the fire time to the absolute best of the ability. Balanced stock to give you really good movement speed, and then rapid fire, because this gun doesn't fire as fast as I would like to, so rapid fire on this thing just makes it an absolute animal, and I have never complained about this. So if any of you were partial to the Kilo, probably saw this in my last gun build video, but it's still valid for season 4 in my opinion, only for multiplayer though. Warzone it's okay for, but I'd recommend multiplayer for it though. For any of you looking to rock a gunfighter build for the Ladra in multiplayer. This gun absolutely fucking just destroys. If you're looking to get a gunfighter one for this one, I can wholeheartedly express Kepler Microflex, Compensator, Muzzle, the long barrel for the under barrel, because this thing, long barrel for this thing is all you need. It's got such a fucking high rate of fire, you won't need fucking velocity. Vertical foregrip once again for the recoil control, because without the compensator and the vertical foregrip, honest to God, this thing is so hard to control. Extended mag 1, I know a lot of people use extended mag 2, but for me, the clunkiness of the movement for me, I like being fast. So extended mag 1 is perfect. Ergonomic grip once again. Aim down sight speed, slight to fire time, you name it, it's all there. Balance stock for the movement speed with it. You can't see the balance stock for the fucking chains on this one, but just imagine it's there. And then recoil springs for that extra recoil control. This thing will shred on small maps, even big maps, if you can get closer to the enemy without them killing you from long range, obviously. But there is my gunfighter Ladra build for multiplayer. Now, for any of you wanting to check out if you want to run gunfighter on the FFAR multiplayer, this build is pretty much the exact same as the one that you've already seen me do for Warzone. So I'm pretty sure if you just pause it right here, you'll notice that the build was almost the same. The only thing I would say to you change, once you have it unlocked once again, is the combat pad, because it is so fucking much better. But apart from that, though, this is pretty much the same build as you get on my Warzone one that we've already gone over. So I won't explain this one too much. But yeah, this is a gunfighter one for TDM for the FFAR. And here we come to what is, in my opinion, an absolutely fantastic option if you're looking for a gunfighter Craig C for multiplayer. It's more or less the same as the Warzone build. In fact, it practically is the same, actually. Not that one. That one. The only difference between this one and my Warzone build is that on this one, I put the commando grip on, I'm pretty sure, just because that way, if I'm sprinting around with this gun, I can then sprint and fire it as fast as possible. And last but not least, now this will be controversial here, you lot, but the AccuSpot Ultra Hollow sight optic on this, you get recoil gun kick control, so literally it's even more accurate with this thing on, and free to magnification. This thing is just amazing. Test it out for yourself. If you don't like that one, then I can only wholeheartedly tell you to either go for this Dobrich 4X, which is a broken optic, or if you genuinely want a clear sight that is going to do the job perfectly and no questions asked, ask the Volsky Reflex. That's the only thing I would change on this build, because this Craig C build, oh my god, shreds. But yeah, there goes the gunfighter Craig C build, though, for multiplayer, may I just add. Now we come on to, personally, what I think is one of the most user-friendly, reliable builds for TDM multiplayer, and this class never lets me down ever. I don't use it as often as I should, but I probably should do in the future, though. So we've got the SWAT 556 with the Grau conversion kit on it, and with the Grau conversion kit on this thing, it's an animal. So then all you got to do is put on the monolithic suppressor, the vertical foregrip, the 50 round auto mod extended mag sort of thing, the commando grip, and that's all you need for this thing. And if you want to pair it up with something, I can wholeheartedly recommend pairing this beast up with my Iron Sight LC10, which just like before, compensator, reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, and extended mag 1 and commando grip. If I've said that too fast for you, feel free to pause right here, and then we'll keep going. But yeah, that's my overkill class for the sort of SWAT 556, aka the Grau build, for with an SMG to accompany it, though. Now, for all you sniper nuts out there, I've got probably the best sniper build you could possibly make on multiplayer. We're, of course, looking at the HDR. You've got the monolithic suppressor, reinforced barrel, lightweight bipod, because that way some folk do use the weighted guard thing for horizontal control, but the aim that idle sway on this is too strong, so you need the lightweight bipod. Extended mag 1 for this one instead of the fast mag, because I prefer having 7 bullets to fire at a time. The combat stock, you want this thing badly, because this thing gives you flinch resistance, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire time, and aim lock and movement speed. So no need for a grip, just put this on and you're dancing. Target laser for that extra aim walker steadiness and aiming idle sway delay. And overpressured rounds, because that way this thing, oh my god, it will almost one tap someone from anywhere on the map on multiplayer. Obviously in small maps it's a given, but you know what I mean though. Like for the bigger map, this thing will just absolutely tear an asshole in two. So yeah, there's my HDR meta for TDM / multiplayer. This one I'm going to skim over a little bit because I'll do it as fast as possible. This is already a build that you've probably seen about twice already in the thing, but this is like this is currently the #1 overkill class in my opinion for the game in general. I think this is basically going to be the overkill class for Warzone couple and multiplayer technically, but obviously you pick and choose what you wish to do. So as you can see, if you just pause it right here, it's the exact same gun build that I've already mentioned before for the FFAR, and this thing just shreds unbelievably, and you will not be disappointed. Couple on that with, once again, just my iron-sighted LC10, and the only thing to make sure you don't copy on this one is the grip. Make sure you put the ergonomic grip on this thing. I haven't unlocked it yet, but once I do have it on there, I'm putting it on there though. But yeah, that's my overkill meta basically for my overkill season 4 meta. But basically, if you like, is like a absolute multiplayer meta as far as like machine guns go in an SMG. So yeah, I'm just going to touch on that one because obviously the builds you've already seen them before. But yeah. Now, if there's any of you that enjoy snipers, but you don't like the bolt action, so you don't have to, so you hate like fucking reloading after every single bullet, best choice you got is the SVD. Mine's called the Scorcher, which is kind of cool if you ask me. Paint job could do with a rework though. But this one, the best build for this thing, in my opinion, this is probably not the be all end all, just my personal opinion. Compensator, long barrel, weighted handguard, fast mag 1, quick draw riser, heavy stock, and overpressured rounds. If I have gone too fast, please pause it right here. And yeah, but that's my SVD class that I can't recommend enough. You can change up the optic to whatever suits you, but this just suits me perfectly, and if you want to use it, go ahead, you won't be disappointed. So yeah, there's the SVD meta for TDM / multiplayer. And last but not least, we have the absolute be-all, end-all of the absolute tip-top of the SMG multiplayer / TDM meta. Because the KSV is right at the top of the meta list on the website that I use, and this gun build has been phenomenal for me. So once again, this one's probably easier to use than the first KSV build that I mentioned, but regardless. But no, this one will have the compensator, long barrel, because your range on this one really counts. Vertical foregrip, once again, they're just these two for just recoil control, makes it easier to handle. I put extended mag 1 on this one because it makes it a bit more agile and a bit. You do lose 10 rounds, but it like feels faster and more reliable. Ergonomic grip, once again, for the aim down sight speed and all that movement speed stuff. Balanced stock for the movement speed again, so like whilst you're aiming down sight, your movement will be a lot better. Target laser for your aim walking steadiness and aiming idle sway delay, and recoil springs to make this thing absolutely smash. But yeah, so guys, that has been my all my meta loadouts for Warzone and multiplayer into one video. And I'm going to leave you guys with, if I manage it, so this actually might be the very end of the video, but if I've managed to do it properly, I'm going to leave in 2 clips that I got from my stream earlier today where I used a 5 attachment FFAR and a 5 attachment fucking LC10, but neither one of them were even like fully fucking like upgraded yet. So I'm pretty sure I had like fucking like maybe like 3 or 4 attachments on both of them, and they still shredded, and you'll see why. Admittedly, the FFAR clip is not as impressive as the LC10 clip, but you'll see what I mean. Anyway, if you've enjoyed watching this before the clips happen, then smash the like button. It lets me know that you find these helpful. If you have any questions about the metas, queries, general questions about the metas and loadouts, for example, or anything that you want me to maybe go over that I've missed, or just anything in general, shove it down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. So until then, I love yous and leave yous, and well, until the next time, yeah. So have fun with all these builds if you choose to use them, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later. So I love yous and leave yous, and until next time, take care. It's so fucking strong, this thing.
Bloody hell.
Just fucking melted them.
Oh, damn it.